chance of you arriving in Jamaica and a few hours later you were dead, shot and killed in your community, third world in Waterford, and opposite to where I used to live. A 47-year-old reggae artist and actor identified as Brian Boucher, popularly known as Ras Ajai, was shot and killed by armed assailant in Waterford, St. Catherine on Saturday night. Boucher, also known for portraying Claude Massop in the Bob Marley One Love film, dead. At about 9 p.m, Boucher was sitting on a section of Kendall Road in an area of Waterford known as Third World. But I mean, you know, old people didn't come by them name, Third World, Boston, and him just knew the place. So you understand, Fourth World, Craig Town, and all of them things there. Nothing, you know. I just, but I mean, I tell you, I don't know. So he was approached by armed men who opened fire, hitting him multiple times before fleeing the scene. And another man was shot and injured in the incident. So this is the hallmark of it. Let me just tell you from my perspective as a former detective. The man not just come from foreign and sit down on a bench. Because I look on the video and them thing there. But I'm not even the undertaker come take up the man in there. Police come take him up and show him in there. Oh boy, police them angry man, they dread body, so man, just show the man, man. You know, normally, you know, normally the dead house, you know, see, like a detective, it's like not even a detective attend to the scene and them thing there. Away police, well, them take up the man and say them I came to hospital. Because all the police them angling bodies on them thing. I look at the video, but I can't post it to YouTube, so I post it in Patreon. All the police them treat the man bodies on them thing, and them just show, you know, the police. The only time police transport body like that is when you're involved in a shootout, so you're supposed to take the man to the hospital for get treatment. So if he was killed on the scene, what happened to the scene of crime people and the detective that investigating the case? I don't see nothing like that. And some uniform police and them just lift up the man and just throw him in the back of the police vehicle. Ladies and gentlemen, today we begin by extending our deepest condolences to the family, friends and loved ones of American actor Brian-Todd Anthony Boucher. No matter the circumstances, the loss of a human life is a tragedy. We hope those who knew and love him find strength, comfort and justice in the difficult days ahead. This have all the hallmarks of it. I'm get film shot in them head. And the other people them get shot other parts of them body. But the man them, the men from the community ask, the man them say, boy, say the Rasta they attack with the warrior them. What kind of warrior mean? Say them a bad man, you know. Cause that they mean when they talk about warrior. Boy, the Rasta they attack with the warrior them. Why them people here, I don't know. But it's killing, you know, say as somebody close to him and them thing. They can't see him just come from foreign. I must, you know, it have to be something where them, what you understand. But you know, we'll soon dive deeper into it and find out what really happened. So now let's ask you a question that has captured the attention of the people of Jamaica, the United States and around the world. How does a man arrive in Jamaica and just hours later lose his life in a hail of gunfire? Make that make sense? This cannot be a random act of violence. He was specifically targeted. But for what? We don't know the motives as yet. Was someone else the intended target or victim? Or is there another explanation that investigators have not yet released or revealed? Those questions are exactly that, questions. At this stage, investigators have not publicly announced a motive or identify suspects. That distinction matters because good investigations are built on evidence, not assumptions. But there are details that naturally make people stop and think. The reported timeline is short. The location is significant. Third world. Me I grew in the 80s and third world, it kind of have a connotation with gunman and them thing, but it wasn't so rampant. And all of these places, one thing them have in common. The only part did when I was growing up and thing, I water food, they could have walked any hours of day and night and them thing, there was no borderline and no war and all the youth them just get evil and just every man just a chant wickedness. But there are details that naturally make people stop and think. It's too short. Reports indicate surveillance cameras may have captured important parts of the incident. If true, those recordings could become some of the most valuable evidence available to investigators. As usual, all of the men that in there with them when him get shot, nobody knows nothing. Today we are going to examine what is known, separate facts from speculation because the investigative process, and explain why patience is often the greatest ally of justice. Stay with me until the very end because the final lesson from this case is one that applies not only to Jamaica but to every country in the world. Every homicide leaves behind two stories. The first story is the human story. A family received devastating news. Them say him there, say me check him data. And boom, the man just lick out him head. Just like that. The dread dead. Who wanted him dead and why? That I question. Police are searching answer. But as we continue the presentation, well, like before moving on, just tell us where you're watching this video from. If this is the first time visiting the Jamaica Young Police channel and you haven't subscribed as yet, please consider subscribing. If you are already a subscriber but you are not receiving your notifications, please unsubscribe, then subscribe again, and make sure your notifications are turned on. At the present moment, it's only 172 people that subscribe to the Jamaica Young Police channel are receiving notification. Let me repeat myself. 172 people. That's the threshold that YouTube had put on the channel from their surrogates from the PMP LGBTQ plus criminal organization. Surrogates that's in YouTube. And it started from a guy by the name of Omar Ibanks, a convicted drug dealer and a deportee, after he had exposed Mark Gumabir Golin in the killing of the PMP councillor Tyson. That's from when the channel has been under attack, because he had revealed the names of the people who had played an integral role in the killing of this man. And it go right back to the opposition leader, the big belly white man from England. So they had killed Tyson to give Omar Ibanks the seat. So he had exposed the opposition leader in an alleged murder case. So to those of you who have stood with this channel over the years, thank you for your loyalty and support. Many of you have watched the challenges this channel has faced over the past 2.5 years. Through it, we have remained committed to our mission of sharing our perspectives, encouraging discussion, and standing by what we believe is the truth. History reminds us that evil and wickedness may appear to prosper for a season. There are times when deception seems to win, and those who celebrate wrongdoing believe they have the final word. But history also teaches that lies are temporary. Lies are temporary. Truth as a way of enduring, and integrity as a way of outlasting deception. No matter how difficult the journey may become, we will continue to pursue what we believe is right and truthful. Speak with conviction and encourage our audience to think critically, examine the evidence, and draw their own conclusions. Truth endures forever. Integrity endures forever. That is why we remain committed to this journey with you. They can't break us. Never. But as we say, the longest liver will see. Yes, welcome to the Jamaica Young Police channel. To our loyal viewers, subscribers and Patreon members. At the channel, we are a group of law-abiding citizens who believe in the rule of law and respect the rights of every citizen, but not the ones who do not subscribe to such behavior. We do believe in and support preemptive strikes because they save lives. This is a logical conclusion because preemptive strikes save lives and prevent the further loss of lives. We are all about saving lives at this channel. We at the channel aid criminals with a passion and do not want them over here. We do not want your views, your subscriptions, your likes or your comments. Please go elsewhere where the red carpet is waiting for you. Over here, we want you to go to prison or the departure lounge at Madden. Moving on to today's video. Yeah, so you know that remember that stories begin with a crime scene. That our second story is the investigative story. It continues with witnesses. It depends upon forensic evidence, surveillance footage, ballistic communications, timeline, and countless hours of investigative work. Those two stories eventually meet in court, where evidence, not emotion, must carry the day. That is why we should resist the temptation to rush to conclusions before investigators have completed their work. So we hear, some things, and we have to confirm it to say why them kill the dread. You understand? You have to understand in this day and age, people don't take broke foot on them thing they easy, You understand? And people just deal with things totally different. Now people don't follow people's life and them thing. A man, you and a man have a disagreement over anything. The first thing him say, boy, I dead if you dead. And because in a Jamaica, in a Jamaica, when somebody kill you and even them convict them can't get parole. Because the Danville Palmer ain't get parole, but him still come out and him get parole and him dead still. So I'm like, it's not like there's any deterrent or there any serious consequences, like a man neck got broke or him get life imprisonment with them know say years to come, law will change and them thing. And because the PMP was suggesting the other day that they want 8 years to people who commit murder. 8 years. And this Prime Minister said, no, you can't do that to them. They respect life. I remember a man who committed a double murder in a Westmoreland. Murder and robbery, execute the people them upon him face, and him get 10 years. After 10 years, him can't come out of prison, commit double murder. For all my family know them thing, the boy, that's why you can't murder, can't stop. Imagine a man kill all your father, put him down upon him face, rob him, shot him, and at 10 years into a prison and come back in a community, or come back a road. You can't expect people are going to suck it up so on them thing there. You have to have a system will work. At the same time, it is understandable why this case has generated so much discussion. When someone reportedly arrives in a country and is killed only hours later, many people immediately begin asking whether the timing is meaningful. It has to be someone who close to him, someone in a community where know him and know one and two look at things. Say, boy, I'm there, And somebody will him have some farm of beef. Yeah, yes, boy, I was a good Ras and all kind of thing. But as time go by, you got ear drip and all of them things. But you don't want to go either police, because we are all police and them things. So we work with the police. Timing can raise questions. Timing alone does not answer them. Experienced investigator know that appearances can sometimes be misleading. There have been cases that looked random but were carefully planned. There have been also cases that appear to be targeted but later turn out to involve entirely different circumstances. That is why every serious investigation starts with evidence rather than assumptions. If reports that multiple surveillance cameras capture the incident are accurate, investigators may have an opportunity to reconstruct the sequence of events in a remarkable detail. Video evidence can answer questions such as, did the suspects arrive before the victim? Did they wait? Did they follow anyone? How many people were involved? How did they escape? Did they communicate before or after the shooting? Each answer builds another piece of the puzzle. Modern investigation often combine surveillance video with forensic evidence, witness statements, vehicle information, mobile phone analysis, and other investigative techniques. I can't bet you any money say the people that went out there and show them things, video and all of them things upon them phone, none of them no say I can't identify the shooter. I tell you that. But you see them say my friend, you know, I saw it going I saw it going on. Why the phone don't get you know, but the CMPMP LGBTQ plus criminal organization culture seeping in Waterford. I see people them from the same background like we, Jonestown, Concrete Jungle, Trenchtown, and them same one live over there at Waterford. In 1986 when Michael Manley win local government election, father said amount of gunshot over here. I tell you, that night. You understand? That's why I never play with them and them thing there. One piece of evidence really solves case. So it always have to be a combination of evidence. You can't just use just one piece of evidence as a detective to solve case. Sometimes you have to use it start with intelligence, and then you have to gather the evidence along the way. But the crime scene has been tampered with because you don't see no line, you don't see no yellow line, no scene of crime people come. More or less, I don't know, maybe I them police are lazy and them thing there. Then I want to stand up there and you understand, for make the detective come on the scene and take him notes and one and two like a thing. Man, and just take up the Ras and just throw the Ras in the back eye pick up like, yo, yeah, the man, you can't. Police are supposed to treat a murder victim that way. Because normally in my time as a detective and them thing, a man get murdered in a murder. We not even touch a body. You know, that's a wee modern thing, that and them thing that we as a detective go up on the scene and you understand what I'm saying. I don't really deal with them. You know, I deal with them cases, but you know my thing them is really totally different and them thing there. But murder, uniform police not even under the bodies our body or the victim. Modern them when I do that and them, you understand. So, the case reminds us that public discussion should remain responsible. It is appropriate to ask questions. Who killed him? Who want him dead? It's appropriate to analyze available information. But to preempt things and say, boy, we know say that man and this, we're not going to do that. You hear things unofficial, but you can't just jump with it and run with it. You understand? You have to wait until you can confirm it and corroborate it. It is appropriate to ask questions. It's appropriate to analyze available information. And this is a man who in the round, Sean Paul, Dirty Rock. It is not appropriate to accuse individuals without evidence. That distinction protects both innocent people and the integrity of the investigation. Throughout my years in law enforcement, one lesson became clear. Rumors spread quickly. Evidence moves slowly. But evidence usually has the final word. Another lesson from cases like this is the importance of surveillance technology. So with the detective, them know them thing, them get all that surveillance footage from around there, so they will able to have the various software for, can release the image of the killer and those who accompany him in a vehicle. So it's supposed to have a breakthrough. Just like there's so many shooting where you have surveillance and there's no breakthrough because the people in Jamaica, them just saw them stay. Them not talk. But evidence usually has the final word. Another lesson from cases like this is the importance of surveillance technology. Security cameras do not become emotional. They do not exaggerate. They simply record what happened. Them camera, the CCTV, them not sleep, Them camera, they not sleep, And them give accurate reporting. And the most important thing is when people have the camera, them, the little beanie man, them with the 480 HP, and I tell you, it can get up to 50 yards easy. Just like, you say, you watch a football game and you see everybody clear. All in the night, rain. So it's easy. It's so easy. Right now, a good time for the man being a bad man, I get caught easy. And just hopefully in time the police them deal with this killer and our killers were involved in a Ras Ajai killing. Them just send them straight to the departure lounge. When investigators can compare multiple angles with physical evidence and witness accounts, they are often able to build a far more reliable timeline. Every homicide investigation also reminds us that violence affects far more the person who loses their life. Families suffered, community suffer, friends suffer. Right now, that part there, third world and them thing, the tense. The man them there, they sit down on some board. But all them do all them something. Because them thing they kind of deface the place, the community and them thing there. And them board chair and board table and all of them thing there. That look, reduce the value of the property them there in a third world. But hey, I saw them stay on them thing there, you understand? So that I for them corners and amount of blood of one shot in a dreaded. People will never expect to receive a late night phone call suddenly find themselves planning funerals instead of family gatherings. That is why violence should never be romanticized. Every shooting leaves behind pain that extends far beyond the crime scene. Those who kill him now, them are justify why them kill him. Why him broke man foot, take man money, and pay up. So boy if he dead. But him dead, him not feel anything like people that when him leave behind. They are the ones that suffer and all him children them. That's how it is. But for investigators, patience is essential. Every shooting leaves behind pain that extends far beyond the crime scene. The desire for immediate answer is understandable. However, justice often requires time. Evidence must be collected, witnesses interviewed, forensic testing completed, digital evidence analyzed. Only then can investigators begin drawing reliable conclusions. Regardless of how this investigation ultimately unfolds, one truth remains unchanged. Ras Ajai, life has been lost. And he was a human being. A family is grieving, friends are mourning. Those realities deserve our compassion and respect. If the investigation ultimately identifies those responsible, accountability should come through the legal process based on credible evidence. That is how justice is strengthened. That is how public confidence is maintained. As this story develops, more information will almost certainly emerge. Some reports will prove accurate, others may not. The responsibility of every viewer, journalist, commentator, and content creator is to separate verified facts from speculation. That approach serves both justice and the public. So before we end, let us once again extend our heartfelt condolences to the family, friends, and loved ones of Brian-Todd Anthony Boucher. We hope that those responsible, if and when they are identified through lawful investigation, are held accountable according to the law. Cases like this remind us that life can change in an instant. They also remind us why truth matters, why evidence matters, and why patience matters. As more verified information becomes available, we will continue to examine the facts carefully, responsibly, and fairly. If you believe in thoughtful discussion, respect for evidence, and pursuit of justice, please support the conversation by liking the video. Once you like the video, you hype it. You just do that. And share it with others. And leaving your respectful thoughts in the comments. Until next time, stay informed, stay vigilant, and never stop seeking the truth through facts rather than assumption. And the code word, if you read this far in the video, is this: justice. Justice. Have yourself a beautiful day. Jamaica, Young Police Channel, out.